Hello everyone, my name is Munawar Qasim. Scientific world witherbound to self-destruction. Russia has invaded Ukraine and is warning repeatedly that the nuclear war is coming. Can we, the people of this world, save ourselves from destruction and bring about peace? This presentation is from a book entitled Destruction or Peace by Mehboob Qasim, which is a treatise based on extracts from works of learned scholars, researchers, scientists, rare manuscripts. Some of them are only copy to be known in existence. Readers of this book may be surprised at the disclosures made herein and wonder why such vital facts have been suppressed, concealed. Some may even laugh at this attempt to save people of the world from destruction and bring about peace by means of mere quotations, including old prophecies. Those unfamiliar with the Quran will be delighted to pursue the detailed and venerated accounts of the dedication of Virgin Mary by her mother from even before Mary's birth, as also the descriptions of the miraculous conception and birth of Holy Jesus, which occur in numerous chapters, some of which have been presented in this volume. They include how baby Jesus from his cradle miraculously defended the virginity of his mother when she was accused by Jewish ladies of an illicit relationship, and that the date of Jesus' birth is a blessed day, which, however, is not Christmas Day. These bring out the many wonderful aspects of this momentous event not even known to readers of the New Testament. The prophecy of Fatima, which was to be proclaimed to the world at the beginning of 1960, has been quoted here as revealed by Jean Dixon, the American lady who foretold the assassination of President Kennedy, the Reverend Martin Luther King, and many others. This prophecy is duly supported by foretellings from other independent authorities, including two sources from the Bible. The excerpts produced in this research are based from other sources on the Gospel of Barnabas. Barnabas was a Levite Jew from Cyprus. His name was Jose. Barnabas was not his name nor his family title. He met Jesus, son of Virgin Mary, peace of God be on them. Jose was so much influenced by Jesus that he sold all his properties and donated the entire proceeds for the propagation of the teachings of Jesus. Acts 4:36-37. Saint Barnabas became a very ardent follower of Jesus. Under the personal dictations of Jesus, he recorded the Evangel of Jesus in Hebrew, the mother tongue of Jesus. These dictations of Jesus were written down in the presence of Jesus before his departure from earthly life. For his devotion to Jesus, Jose was given the Hebrew title of Bar Nabuha. Bar means son of, whilst Nabuha means prophet, of the prophet. The title of Bar Nabuha, or son of the prophet, was given by all Jewish prophets to their religious heir or successor. For example, the Bar Nabuha of Moses was Joshua, of Samuel, David, of David, Solomon, Elijah, Elisha. Of Elisha was Jehu, of Zechariah was his son John, and of John was Jesus when John the Baptist anointed Jesus. Hence the title of Barnabas, the Greek form of Bar Nabuha, means that the Levite Jew Jose was made the Bar Nabuha, or the spiritual heir, by Holy Jesus. Thus, by this appointment, it was the duty of Saint Barnabas to carry on the real teachings of Jesus after Jesus was lifted to heaven. The copy of a gospel written in Hebrew in the personal handwriting of the Saint Barnabas was found in 380 AD, lying upon his chest during an excavation in Cyprus when the grave of Saint Barnabas was disclosed. The said gospel was intact, as if it had been placed inside the grave, so also the body of Saint Barnabas. Both of these are no doubt miracles, Otherwise, both the gospel and the body of St. Barnabas could not have remained intact for over 300 years in the damp Mediterranean climate. Our scientific world today. Even the word fantastic is inadequate to describe the almost unimaginable progress that science has made today in every sphere. The phrase, "the sky is the limit," is now believed by many ideologists to be quite inadequate to describe fully the incredible achievements which are being continuously and successfully accomplished daily. But what worries most great thinkers of today is, are all of these for the good of humanity or our destruction? The weapons of mass destruction now in the hands of superpowers and their allies can destroy millions of human lives within a few minutes. Notwithstanding this, countries still continue to vie with one another in production and invention of the weapons more dangerous and far more destructive. Then they congratulate one another on their so-called achievements. Newspapers often boast about world leaders holding conferences to promote peace on earth. One warlike incident after another bring home the fact to the UN that universal peace cannot be gained by mere talking. When one realizes the terrible devastation the two world wars have caused, the miseries they brought in their wake, and all the horrors even without any of the newly invented weapons of mass extermination already developed, one cannot help shuddering with fear at the thought of horrific widespread deaths, all for naught. The world we are living today, the probability of a nuclear holocaust is now a reality and not a question of when or where it will happen. If we are to save ourselves and all humanity, then all humanity needs to come together and take immediate and concrete steps to avert from this awful disaster about to happen. Let me tell you one small story very briefly from the Bible. The king of Assyria, Sennacherib, after having conquered many nations, came to conquer Jerusalem. Immediately King Hezekiah of Jerusalem sent a messenger to Prophet Isaiah to pray to God Almighty for help. Prophet Isaiah gave the following reply received from God: "For all of Jerusalem shall go forth a remnant, and they that escape out of Mount Zion, the zeal of the Lord of hosts shall do this. Therefore, thus said the Lord concerning the king of Assyria, he shall not come into the city, nor shoot an arrow there, nor come before it with a shield, nor cast bank against it. By the way he came, by the same shall he return, and shall not come into the city, said the Lord. For I will defend this city to save it, for my own sake, and for my servant David's sake." And it came to pass that night that the angel of the Lord went out and smote in the camp of Assyrians 185,000. And when they, the king of Assyrians, arose early in the morning, behold, the army were all dead corpses. So Sennacherib, king of Assyria, departed frustrated, and went and returned disappointed, and dwelt in Nineveh. And it came to pass, as he was worshipping in his house of Nisroch, his god, that Adrammelech and Zaraziah, his sons, smote him with sword, for the disaster he had brought about by disbelieving in God Almighty, and they escaped into the land of Armenia, and Esarhaddon, his son, reigned in his stead. References: 2 Kings, chapters 18, verses 13, 17 to 21, 33 to 35, and 2 Kings, chapter 19, 31 to 37 verses. As this has been done before, on many an occasion, as repeatedly shown in this treatise, why can it not happen again? This is the very essence of this volume. It is to help humankind to the path that will save all of us from self-annihilation in the present scientific age. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. At this stage, all weapons of war will be destroyed, universal love and brotherhood will be established, war will become a thing of the past for many centuries to come. Hence, it is obvious that if the world is to preserve its safety, we all must make a serious effort to achieve universal peace amongst men of goodwill. Irrespective of caste, color, race, or nationality. Otherwise, very many are doomed to the most serious disaster in human history. There will be many who will disbelieve and disregard these warnings, but there are bound to be at least some who will live even after the disaster. Then they will realize the very great value of this warning, but alas, it will be too late. Is it not the duty of every intelligent human being to strive for a basis for world peace, goodwill, friendship? Universal peace, by what means? The urgent need of the hour is to agree universally to effectively ban the manufacture of destructive weapons. If we collectively do this, then we are bound to save humanity. If we do not, we are bound to destroy almost all life that exists on earth. Imagination has been the basis of our civilization. Without it, we could not have advanced to the stage of rocketing to the moon and other planets around us, even though this was foretold about 1400 years ago. O company of jinn and men, if you have power to penetrate all regions of the heaven and earth, then penetrate them. You will never penetrate them save and except when God shall permit it, by giving men the present advanced scientific knowledge. Quran chapter 55, verse 33. All our present comforts, beautiful buildings, works of art, trains, cars, aircrafts, automatic machines, electrical gadgets, radio, television, all our scientific progress are the result of pictures conjured up in our minds and then made into reality. We are able to create much from our imagination. It has been repeatedly proved whatsoever the human mind can conceive, we can achieve. Indeed, our imagination is our greatest gift. Each one of us is born with this faculty. We discover, invent, innovate what were once considered impossible. We now need to focus with urgency, with all our energies, on how we can achieve universal goodwill, harmony, peace. The Bible informs, the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Genesis 11:16. At one stage, humankind were united into one common people. Let us all reflect for a moment, especially on the word now in the last portion of the above quotation. Now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Genesis 11:6. This brings home quite vividly the lesson, united we stand, divided we fall. Since we were once united, why can't we be united again? This is the challenge facing each and every individual and nation if they wish to survive. Nay, it is our only means of survival. No amount of sacrifice or efforts on the part of powerful nations can be too great to achieve this ideal. Surely, we have enough imagination to find a common basis for all, an equality for all, a common brotherhood for all, as a basis for international peace and goodwill. The question is, by what means? Forget our egoism and thoughts of imposing our will upon others. Give up all prejudices, especially, we have believed in this for centuries, and open our mind to anything that is good and beneficial for all humanity, and not what we selfishly want to believe or have been believing for centuries. select the best way to achieve international goodwill, and the first steps for that is to remove our biases against any distinction of caste, color, creed, race, nationality. Avoid the causes which led to the curse of God, which broke up the unity of humankind. This is by far the most important of all if we are to succeed. Avoid the causes which led to the curse of God. People who are collectively alert are naturally not only the most interesting personalities, but it is to them that the world turns for guidance in difficulties because of the creativity that they have. They think differently and have more to say in the development of thoughts. It is to such people that this appeal is being made to come forward fearlessly and tell us courageously the truth as to how international peace is achievable. It is to such people that this appeal is being made to come forward fearlessly and tell us courageously the truth as to how international peace is achievable. These leaders in all governments of the world, preachers, thinkers, scientists, lawyers, and each of us and all of us are called upon through this appeal. For all our survival, no exceptions, we need to imagine what the future might be in the light of what has happened in the past and why. To analyze and evaluate all the traits that distinguish man from other creations, let us sink our differences, egoism, prejudices. For nothing but the very best can solve the great problem before us. Let us one and all rise to the occasion and come out to seek the path to our universal safety and goodwill amongst men. All great thinkers will admit that religion has often been the binding factor between people of different nationalities, customs, languages. Here lies the cement which, if properly processed, could save the whole world from future annihilation of man by man. Unity amongst nations is the only way to gain cooperation between men and women of goodwill for the international progress and success of humanity. This is where we need the faculties of our imagination the most: universal love, goodwill, brotherhood. If world unity is our object, then the first thing to study will be the causes which broke up the unity of humankind. We were all united once and spoke one language. We will study the religions of countries that have made the greatest scientific advancements to see what advantages can be derived from such observations for the common good of all humankind. We must find the path of international cooperation and love. Surely men of goodwill can find that path to one world with one people, with one common goal, universal peace and brotherhood. This book is therefore food for thought and efforts to that ideal goal which our leaders must, nay, each individual among us, every woman, man, and child must strive to achieve, rising above our selfish desires and prejudices with an honest and open mind towards the truth, the absolute truth. Thank you for listening to today's episode. In case I have hurt anyone's feelings, I would like to apologize sincerely. There was no such intent whatsoever. My goodwill and best wishes to everyone. Peace. This presentation is produced from Part 1, Chapters 1, 2, and 3 of the thesis Destruction or Peace by Mehboob Qasim. This presentation is produced from Part 1, Chapters 1, 2, and 3 of the thesis Destruction or Peace by Mehboob Qasim and has been edited for this presentation. You can download a free copy of Destruction or Peace at www.mehboobqasim.net/dop. The balance of the chapters from the book Destruction or Peace is being released as a series addressing each topic book-wise to make it easier for listening. Thank you for your time. Much appreciated. Cheers.